This story already involved the act of the inhuman act, the rights abuse, the abuse of total abuse of human rights. We are not going to relent. It is not going to be business.
By the way, the lawyers are not enough. We shall include Komakech Kelama from Gulu, and we shall also include one from Kampala, Kalebalaga, to help us handle this matter.
As usual, that a journalist is tortured, is beaten, is done. It goes through all sorts of humiliation, and we sit back and relax.
The third demand is that you should pay our clients Uganda shilling 150 million, only being general damages for the psychological pain, emotional torture, and mental anguish that you have subjected him to.
Thank you for watching Lira Scoop. We are glad you are here.
Good evening, gentlemen of the press. I am Milton Emmy Akwam, the Managing Editor of TND News. As you all know, TND News is the Northern Daily, one of the digital newspaper from northern Uganda with both local, national, and global audience. We have audience or partners from across Uganda and globally. But that is not why I've called this press conference. I believe also all of us are aware of the news that TND published on 12 April 2025. The news was basically about a family where some siblings feel they have been tortured, they have been mistreated, and for the last 19 years, the elder brother, who is Engineer Odong, has not been giving them peace. So on the 9th of this month, one, a colleague, Emilia Christine, gave me a phone call for the first time because it was just like somebody calling you, and when I picked that call, she introduced herself. When she introduced herself, she told me where she got my contact from. Then I told her, yes, I'm a member of that WhatsApp forum. She picked my contact from Lao Human Rights WhatsApp forum. Then from there, she asked me what makes news to us and to TND. I told her exactly what makes news, or what news or information makes the news to us. Then she explained to me what actually the family has been going through for the last 19 years. And then I asked her, or I requested her to give me all the relevant and legal documents, correspondences, and also police file or reference numbers, which actually, because she had told me they had reported number of cases to police, and also the brother also reported a number of cases to police, which are actually on record. Now, on that very day, I asked her to give me this. The following day, she sent me some documents, which actually I needed. And I told her we are going to examine this document, do interviews, and see where we can go further with this. On the 9th, Engineer Odong was reported to Lira City Central Police Station. He was taken there, or was summoned there, because the sister and his younger brother had reported them for assault and the case was registered there. He was released, as I understand, he was released on police bond. Now, going forward, on the 12th, TND published this story with the headline, "Family Apart, Siblings Accuse LCI Minister Engineer Odong of Non-Stop Torture." For those who have read this story, Engineer himself was quoted because one of my reporters went to the CPS, did the interviews plus his colleagues. The two siblings, including Bonye, were interviewed. They gave their side of the story. We were able to obtain the police reference number, and we also ensured that we were able to quote it in this story. And of course, the letters that were written to him were written to Lao Cultural Institution at that time when he was still. The family wrote to Lao Cultural Institution, then of course to Lao Cultural Foundation. These letters were calling for support. The family needed somebody or some institution to help them so that they can find justice. But they told me that for all this while, whenever they write letters, they do not receive justice, they are not attended to, and the only result was, after circulating the same information that they shared with me on different platforms, they could not get the support that they needed. So reaching out to TND was like, that would be the beginning of justice for them. When this story was written, published, and circulated, which actually, because there were documents and all the quotes that we made were verbatim picked from these documents that we were given. When this story came out, I received a number of phone calls from the relatives, from Odong himself, and from people of goodwill, people who actually, after seeing that the threat were there, massive on different social media platforms, WhatsApp groups, they reached out to me, one, with an advice that I keep quiet, I don't respond to what the gentleman was actually posting, which were life-threatening, which were having serious warning. And of course, also people said this is something that the media has to report about because it has element of gender-based violence and human rights violation. So to him, this story or matter, the family matter, should have been concealed, should have not come out of the media. So why was TND interested in their family affairs? This is the question that he asked me. I told him why we took that decision to publish the story. Then the next question he asked, why is it only TND? And he used the word local. Even the wife used, why do you think the local radio station in Lira and now have not taken interest to broadcast this story? I said local. Now, then of course, I told them, you see, every media house have what they think is news to them. So what may be news to TND might not be a news or news item to media house ABCD. They did not understand. Now, I want to make this very brief because there's another concern that I want us to talk about, and it's actually the basic, because I wanted to first give you the background of how this came about, and so that you understand. On the 27th, actually, this month, there were now allegations that came in. After phone calls, Odong made an allegation on Lao development agenda, a WhatsApp forum with a number of high-profile Lao men and women, both at home here and in the diaspora. He made the same on Lao attorney, not until they were booted out of the forum. because they were bringing now the whole public, the family kind of things, and the admin were requested to intervene. They also made the same post on Now Global Network, where they allege that the story that TND published was paid for, and they have the evidence. I want to make this very clear that on the 27th that Odong made this claim, these allegations, that tarnishes my image, that is defamatory in nature to both me and the publication I work for, is that he emphasized, even through my inbox, through the phone calls that I had later with the wife, and himself, when he talked to my uncle, one of my uncles, he repeated that I was paid and they have the evidence. I want to make this very clear, that when I talked to a colleague, Christine, when she called me on the 9th of this month, I did not, I repeat, I did not ask her how much, or we did not negotiate the amount I wanted for that story to be published. When that story was published, it was because we saw an element of a news in it. We looked at it and realized that it would try to bring that family into an order. It would actually perhaps calm him down so that he can find an avenue where he can sit down with his children, with his siblings, and settle this issue that has been there for the last 19 years. Odong, Engineer Odong Bongunyinge, alleged on that day that I was paid $450,000 to run that story. The first installment was $350,000. Then the last installment was $100,000. All of them, including the wife, still stand by their words that they have the evidence. When that allegation was made on different forums, some forums I'm not a member, I was shared screenshots. I took screenshots of all those allegations, and I defended myself. I would say that if you know that I received that payment, put it publicly on the same forum that you have published this, that Akwam received this amount, because they allege it was sent to my mobile money account. At the same time, the wife, when I was actually asking her when we were having this discussion, she also alleges that the money was paid to TND company. I asked her who from TND got that money and who from TND gave them the bank account where the money was paid. Now, I gave them up to 30th of this month to produce us that evidence publicly. If they produce that evidence, which evidence will pin me to have received that money, I gave them a condition. One of the conditions was to pull down that article. If they had confirmed that the money was paid to me, not to another person, I was going to pull that article, because they were demanding that article should be pulled down. To my uncle, that was their demand. To me personally, that was their demand. I told them only on one condition, that one, you show beyond reasonable that I received the payment, and you make it on a public forum. This has not happened up to now. Now, I reached out to my lawyer, and the decision has been made. Because one, I have been in the media for more than 9 or 10 years now. No single day have I been accused of receiving bribe or receiving money to write a story on somebody because somebody hates somebody. That has never been. This is the first time that even me, I have appeared before a lawyer, or I'm going to appear before court and confess that I have not received single money. Because one, I want this to be clear, because what I'm doing today is not only going to be for my benefit, but it's going to help all of us who practice journalism, all of us who have been accused But because we do not have a forum, we do not have a platform to express ourselves legally, to defend ourselves, that will not happen. I'm doing this for all of us. I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this for TND, but I want the record to be set. If they can prove that indeed the money was sent to me, which is not there, I know I will welcome what the court will come with. If this case go further and the ruling is made, I'm convicted, I'll serve my term. But should this case go against those I'm accusing, then they should serve their term, they should pay for the damages, and they should live to regret or live to know that you don't need to accuse somebody because you want a bigger part of the site to believe in you. Because you own a title of an engineer, you call yourself that you are with him and you're a clan leader. This should not happen. So I want to urge all of us that let us stand firm. Let us always stand behind one another. Because today it's happening to me. Today I'm addressing you. I didn't know this year I was going to address the media, a press conference like this. But today I'm doing this. Today or tomorrow might be anyone from us here. So we should be there to stand with one another. We may have our differences, but what tarnishes our reputations, what affects our professions, what affects our work and threatens our life should not be taken lightly, should not be isolated, and should not be kept private. So I'll share copies of this with each of you, but if you allow, I can read briefly. This is from M.S. Okanyum, Namusana and Company Advocates. The company that is representing me, who have written to Engineer Joseph Odong and his wife, Atim Janet Odong, of plot 5/7 Daniel Erwin Road, Lira City Modern Village, DL Paris, Tesuba, Lira City West Division, Lira City, dated 29th April 2025. And the lead counsel is Anyango Winnie. She is the advocate of the High Court, Lira here. The reference is demand notice, come notice of intention to sue. We act for and on behalf of Akwam Milton, here in after referred to as our client, whose express instruction we address you as here under. That it is within your knowledge that our client is a professional active journalist working with a prominent and reputable online media known as TND News, founded as the Northern Daily as Managing Director. That it is within your knowledge that our client, while executing his role, his resumed duty, ran a story on the 12th day of April 2025 about the family of late Pulkeria and C. Bomonye, describing how the said estate is being mismanaged by the first intended defendant and one Engineer Odong Bomonye, who is a husband of the second intended defendant. That it is also within your knowledge that the information that was published by our client was voluntarily availed by close members of your family whom you share a first degree of continuity of relation, being your biological sisters and brother respectively. And the demands are as follows. Take notice that your conduct amounts to defamation, which is actionable in both civil and criminal branches of law under the laws of Uganda as enshrined in the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and Penal Code Act Cap 128. Take further notice that we have strict instruction to demand for the following from you: that you should with immediate effect retract the defamatory statement complained of by our client, that you make a formal apology to our client on all the fora where you posted the defamatory statement. The third demand is that you should pay our clients Uganda shilling 150 million, only being general damages for the psychological pain, emotional torture, and mental anguish that you have subjected him to. That you pay 5 million only for legal damages and of being our legal professional fees. Must you fail to eat to our client's simple demands within 7 days from the date of receipt of this demand notice, come notice of intention to sue, our strictest instruction are to drag you to courts of law in pursuit of our client's rights to your own embarrassment, colossal cost, and regrets. Expect no further warning. Stand duly warned. It was signed by Anyango Winnie Advocate on behalf of Okanyun, Namosana and Company Advocate. So I want to also inform you that through the instruction of my lawyer and advice, they have been served electronically. They have copies. I already received responses from the wife. We are going to do as much as possible to also serve them physically to the address that have been quoted in this letter.
Yes, maybe how do you describe your life as per now? The situation you are in as per now.
I have received threats. I am aware that Engineer Joseph Odong has assembled his men, both in Lira and Kampala, to arrest me, beat me, and kill me. That one I'm aware, and also informed him. I put the same message on different forums where he's a member, and on other forums where he's not a member. So people are concerned, my relatives are concerned, people who believe in me, my colleague journalists, most of them who are here, they have reached out to me, they're also concerned. So I feel my life is in danger, but one thing I know, Odong does not own my life. It's only God.
Maybe lastly from me, what would be your message to those other people outside there who always attack journalists and try to do a lot against journalists?
I think the message is that we are now going to be more united than ever. Because if this press conference, these decisions or these steps that I have taken today can be an iceberg, then I believe they are going to feel threatened. They are going to feel like it's not an easy thing that I have to threaten a journalist. If there's a problem that a journalist has done, you have to have a dialogue with them. You have to go to a media house where he works for and talk to him or talk to his or her bosses.
To your fellow journalists?
I want my fellow journalists to be as more united as we have been before, because this is the beginning of what we are going to see ahead. This is not a political issue or a political matter, but politics is going to bring more. So the more we are united, the more we are going to overcome challenges that are going to be targeting us. I had chats with Institute of Investigative Journalism, managed by Solomon Saronja. I've personally written to Committee to Protect Journalists. You know, it's an international media support organization. They basically protect journalists, get them lawyers, and always stand by journalists or media houses that are under threat. I want to report that I have not received the latest email that I sent to them, but the first email that I sent to them when this thing came up, they asked for more information. Which more information I gave them, And with this, I'm going to add this to the information that they needed, and I think action will be taken.
On top of what my brother Emmy has just expressed in this media address, my name is Joseph Odong. I am one of the journalists in Lira here. Actually, I work for Vision Group. And at the same time, I am the chairperson of the Lira Digital Media Association, one of the platforms to which TND News Online belongs and governs professionally. I think most of our people are one of these days acting out of ignorance. And this situation of Akwam Emmy being threatened, the situation of threat which Akwam Emmy is in, is probably coming out because of an ignorance. Because most of our people probably don't know the exact roles of the media. Some of them, like in this case, what I have been following about this, concerning this matter, it appears as if some people think the role of the media is to protect criminality. It is to lie by the side of the offenders. And it is to protect them from whichever wrong things they have done to others. And as the media, we should not talk about it. But I want to put this categorically clear. The role of the media is about 3 or 4. One is educating the public, entertaining the public, and you entertain the people who want to be entertained, not the problem causers themselves, and informing the public, and above all, shaping the public opinion towards what things that are right. So I think all these threats that my brother Emmy has been going through is probably out of ignorance. I, for one, has been closely following up on this matter. And what I can assure us is that I am going to run the story. And I would advise my brother Joseph Odong, before the legal harm comes for you, you better run to Akwam Emmy, to TND News, and any other journalist you might have attacked verbally, either verbally, physically, or you have ever thought of attacking. You run back to them and apologize. Because we are not going to sit back and relax as our people are being threatened, as our people are being attacked, as our people are being humiliated, as our people are being scared away from acting professionally, from exercising their professional duties as the journalist, because of the threats they are putting on us. This is, I can say, very unnecessary. The threat my brother Akwam is going through is not called for at all. At least it's not called for, especially from a person of whom everyone would think is of high profile. Of high profile, with the title, bearing the title of the engineer, the Odong, the cultural leader. The cultural leader whom we are supposed to run to advise us on how to operate professionally. I am telling you, let's stand behind us. I am rallying us, the journalists, in our respective capacities and media houses, and experience, to come together, unite, put together a strong force to protect, secure, and the safety of our brother Emmy Akwam. And we are not going to relent. Let me tell you, we are not going to relent. It is not going to be business as usual. That a journalist is tortured, is beaten, is done. It goes through all sorts of humiliation, and we sit back and relax, and we continue saying, things are going on well. This time around this file, we are going to follow the thing closely. And even, I have to put across, what I am supposed to, what I want to put across is that it is not yet enough that TND News has already handled this story to the fullest. First of all, this story involves before it reached Akwam Hemi, this story already involved the act of the inhuman act, the rights abuse, the abuse of total abuse of human rights. Now the next day I'm going to run this story. What will he do to me? Will he come and attack me the same? Will he come and threaten me the same? No, I think it is time for us to say no to inhuman act of torture, psychologically, physically, and emotionally, and in every form. The kind of what our brother is going through. Let them face the law, and the law will face them, and we are not going to relent. Even if it means gathering all of us, 400 journalists from Lansab region, to go and follow up on the matter, on the progress of that case, we are ready to do it. And as I talk now, I am ready on the process of writing to Human Rights Network for Journalists Uganda, HRNJU, to involve them in this matter, so that our brother gets out of this nonsense and shit. We are not going to allow this to continue happening.
Members and viewers, I am called Patrick Okidi. I work for the Ankole Times. It's an online newspaper. I personally followed the matter. I went to the OCCID at Lira CPS. What he told me was that this matter was a family matter. I went as far as actually interviewing one of the complainants. And when I talked to her, this was her photo. And actually, we talked under the mango tree, which is located in the premises of Lira CPS. She gave us, actually, as journalists, because I was not alone, we were about five different SD references that she has been reporting incident violence. And by the way, what took me to the police to make the matter even worse was that the lady here was not complaining of only maybe torture, but she was complaining of attempted rape, because they said Engineer Odong, whom I personally even talked to him from the CPS, went and tried to open the door of the shelter where she was bathing. And now we were told he was trying to do an attempted rape. But the OCCID told us, no, this is a family dispute. I talked to Odong Bonye and told us that, you journalists, you know what? Even on any other FM station in Lira here, the matter has not been heard. So who told you? By the way, who told you? I don't like radio people. Then I told him, I said, sir, take it simple. We are going to follow the matter to the logical conclusion. And by the way, I am one person who is used to running stories which are controversial and of human interest. I remember in 2014, there was an RDC, whom I cannot mention his name here. He refused to remove his shoe while entering into the studio for a government sponsored program, and it was a free airtime. We ran the story, and the heading was that RDC refuses to remove shoe thrown out of radio station. And I'm very happy to have a knowledge that we knew His Excellency was working very well. He sacked the RDC and is now in one of the districts in Acholi sub-region. So, Engineer Joseph Odong, we are requesting you to apologize. And you know the 30th is today, midnight. So tomorrow will be the first. The only thing is that no between slander, blunder, and defamation. Because personally, I knew we fought in Uyam, where one of the journalists was assaulted by a senior leader. And the journalist was paid highly. By the way, we are writing to Sampala of HRNJ, Human Network for Journalists, which is actually concerning our human rights. And we shall make our lawyers. By the way, the lawyers are not enough. We shall include Komakech Kelama from Gulu, and we shall also include one from Kampala, Kalebalaga, to help us handle this matter. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for watching Lira Scoop. We are glad you are here.